Hello, my students. Today we will discuss about memory representation of a two-dimensional array. Now, all of us know that a two-dimensional array can be logically viewed as a matrix or a table consisting of data in the form of rows and columns. So, we know that in a two-dimensional array, the data can be visualized as a representation in the form of rows and columns. But the actual main memory where we will store the data is not organized in the form of rows and columns. Rather, a main memory is simply a linear collection of cells or linear collection of memory words. When I say linear collection, it means the actual memory structure is like this. It is simply a collection of contiguous memory cells which is supposed to be one dimensional. So this is what our actual memory looks like. Okay. So that means within this actual memory we represent some collection of data, but as a programmer or as a user we consider those data to be arranged in the form of rows and tables, rows and columns. That means those data will be arranged in this format. These are our row and these are our columns. But actually all these data will be organized here, will be organized in the actual memory in contiguous memory location. That means how these cells will keep the data of a matrix or data of a table. That means whether those data or those cells contains the data of a row or of a column in a contiguous manner. The question is, if the first cell contains, if this first location contains the data of A11, if this is A11, then what should be the next location? Whether the second location contains A12, that means second element of the same row, or another element of a different row. That means whether it will be organized in the row wise, or it will be organized in the column wise. That is the real question. Therefore, a 2D array can be represented in memory using one of the following method. And what are the method? Number one is row measure addressing method. Second one is column measure addressing method. Okay. So first one is row measure and second one is column measure. So now we will see what is row measure addressing. Okay. Now in row method addressing, the elements of a 2D array are organized in the memory row by row. That means they are organized in the actual memory row wise. So when I say row wise, it means that in actual memory cell, first all the elements of a single row of the same row are arranged consecutively. Then the elements of the second row are arranged consecutively. Then the elements of a third row arranged consecutively, and so on. Alright. For example, let me tell you, suppose we have a 2D array whose dimension is 3 cross 4. That means there are 3 rows and 4 columns. We want to visualize the 2D array in the form of 3 rows and 4 columns. That means how many cells in total will be required? We know that if the size of the 2D array is 3, row size is 3 and column size is 4, then that means in total of there will be 12 elements. So that means we have to organize 12 elements in the actual memory locations. So how they will be organized? Using row measure addressing. Let me explain. See, this is our actual matrix or actual two-dimensional array where there are 3 rows and there are 4 columns. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3. Now when I represent this in memory, after reserving these cells contiguously, here there will be contiguous cells. But after reserving this, a separate one-dimensional array is also reserved. So there will be another one-dimensional array reserved. and the size of the array will be 3. Because we are using row measure addressing scheme to implement the 2D array, and in this matrix I have only 3 rows. Therefore, a separate one-dimensional array is also reserved. We will identify these elements of the array as A1, this is A2, and this is A3. So I will call the first element of this array as A1, second element as A2, third element as A3. Now A1 contains this one, address of the first element of the first row in 2D array. So this is my 2D array, and this one is the first element of the first row. So A1 contains address of this location, this address. A2 contains address of the first element in the second column. This is my second column. Okay. Now this address will be stored in A2, and A3 contains address of the first element in the third row. Okay. Now there will be a separate memory location whose name will be A. This is the array name. This location contains array name, and this location contains address of A1, address of the base address of the one-dimensional array that is reserved. See, actually we don't need these two. We will consider that this is our two-dimensional array and how this will be represented in the memory. Now let us assume this is a linear collection of cells. This is actual memory. Now since I am using row measure addressing scheme, let me tell you how these elements will be arranged continuously in that memory. See, the first element, the first location will be for A11. Okay, the first location will be for A11. The next location, which is contiguous, the next location will refer to A12, then A13, then in A14. You got it? So this is where these 4 elements A11, A12, A13, A14 belongs to the first row. So they are arranged contiguously. Okay, this is where the first row continues. Now the second row begins and they are contiguous. A21, this is row 1. First one is row 1. Then A21, A22, A23, A24. So that is my row 2. And finally A31, A32, A33, A34. That is my row 3. So this is the actual memory representation. Other than reserving this, there will be a separate one-dimensional array. And that one-dimensional array, the first element of that one-dimensional array will point to A11. Second element of one-dimensional array will point to A21. And the third element will point to A31. So you consider this one-dimensional array. This one points to A11. Second element points to A21. Third element points to A31. And another location having name A will point to A1. This is the first. Now A11 is known as my base element. This one is known as base element. Or here in this diagram, the first cell of the first row, first column is known as base element. So this is what my row measure addressing scheme. Now let us discuss what is column measure addressing scheme. Likewise, in column measure addressing scheme, what happens? All the elements of a two-dimensional array are organized consecutively or continuously in the memory, column by column manner. So when I say column by column manner means, first in actual main memory, all the elements of the first column are stored continuously, then all the elements of the second column are stored continuously, then third column, and so on. So let us assume this is my memory. This is my two-dimensional array. 1, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4. This is my two-dimensional array of size 3 cross 4. Now after reserving, okay, a separate one-dimensional array also reserved. The size of that separate array will be 4 now, because we are using column measure addressing and we have 4 columns. 1, 2, 3, 4. The separate array, this one, will have 4 columns. Each of the element of this array points to the first cell of each column. See the diagram. This one points to first column, first cell of the first column. Second element points to first element of the second column. Third element of the array points to first element of the third column. And A4 points to first element of the fourth column. So we call this A1. we call this A2, and this one is A3, and this one is A4, and there will be a separate location A which points to A1. Now if we look at the actual memory, this is my actual memory, and how the data are organized. Let's see. This is the organization. The first cell A11, next contiguous cell will contain A21. A21 means which one? This one. Okay, that means first cell, then the second row, first column, this one, and the next contiguous cell will point to 3-1. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this is how those three locations are reserved. And then first column is over. Then we have A12, that means this cell, then A22, this cell, A32, this cell. So second column is over. Then we have third column, A13, 23, A33. Then the fourth column, A14, 24 and 34. The fourth column. Okay, you got the diagram, I think. Let's check it out, the diagram. Okay, A11, A21, A31, A12, A22, A32, A13, A23, A33, A14, A24, A34. This is how actual memory, is present, or actual memory is organized for the two-dimensional array of size 3x4 if we are implementing column measure addressing scheme. Okay, thank you. With this, we will see in the next video how to perform address calculation from the base address. Thank you.